Okay, now we would like to welcome our next guest speaker is from Philippines, Professor Mika Flores, and today he will be sharing with us on effectiveness on test performance through peer mentorship among BSN senior students in a multidisciplinary university. So everyone, please welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So allow me to thank the organizer for having this activity and for allowing me to present my study. So allow me to play and share my screen, my pre-recorded video.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael John B. Flores, a faculty from Manila Central University College of Nursing at Caloocan City, Philippines. And I'm going to present my paper entitled Effectiveness and Test Performance Through Peer Mentorship Among Filipino Graduating Nursing Students in a Multidisciplinary University. Nurse educators are continuously confronted to improve teaching methodologies that will improve the performance of the students in the nurse licensure examination. Nursing colleges and schools are continuously seeking ways to increase their respective passing rate to elevate the competency standards of their graduates. Peer mentorship had been presented to develop the learning experiences of the students and as a response of the institution's effort to escalate the student test performance in the nurse licensure examination. Peer mentoring programs are increasingly popular choice for educators and youth development professionals hoping to create positive outcomes for youth. Peer mentoring is a process wherein a person with greater experience of the mentor assists or supports less experienced persons or the mentee. Therefore, this study aimed to examine the effectiveness of peer mentorship in enhancing the test performance results among Filipino graduating nursing students in a multidisciplinary university. Several studies have been made discoursing the experiences of a mentor-mentee relationship and explaining the effects of pre-mentoring in many universities that implements pre-mentoring in order to reduce admission and foster academic success. However, according to CASA 2013, it seems to be more rare that universities implement pre-mentoring program to boost academic success. Thus, pre-mentoring can be integrated as teaching and learning strategy in improving academic test performance of the students. The research questions that guided this work are: number one, what is the level of performance of the group in nurse practices 1 prior pre-mentoring learning sessions? Number two, what is the level of performance of the group in nurse practices 1 post pre-mentoring learning session? Number three, is there a significant difference in the level of performance of the group in nursing practices 1 prior and post administration pre-mentoring learning session? The null hypothesis was tested using 0.05 level of significance. The research paradigms that describe the relationship between identified variables are pre-mentoring and enhancing test performance. The study utilized quantitative quasi-experimental one-group pretest process design. Quasi-experimental designs are not true experimental designs. Outcomes may only be measured at the end of the study rather than at the beginning and end. Control group is not a requirement to conduct the study. Quasi-experimental aim to evaluate interventions, but do not use randomization. One group pretest process design involves obtaining pretest measures of the outcome of interest prior to administering some treatment, followed by the process of the same measures after the treatment occurs. Pretest process designs are employed in both experimental and quasi-experimental and can be used with or without control groups. Furthermore, despite the flexibility of the pretest process designs, in general, they still have limitations, including the threats to internal validity. For the inclusion criteria, level 4 Filipino nursing students, officially enrolled in course audit, completed the pre-mentoring program. A knowledge questionnaire will be administered before and after implementation of pre-mentoring. The knowledge questionnaires emulate the nurse practices 1, consists of 100 items multiple choice exam. The questions cover nursing care management 100, professional adjustment, research and leadership and management. The data gathering procedure includes seeking approval to conduct the study, selecting sample using proposed sampling technique, screening potential subjects' eligibility criteria, briefing and orientation of the subjects, obtaining informed consent from the subjects, creating experimental group, administering pre-tests, pre-mentoring program which is intervention, administering post-tests, gathering and collecting results for interpretation and analysis. The following ethical considerations were observed all throughout the study. For this physical treatment, to answer research questions number 1 and 2, descriptive statistics such as presentation frequency was utilized to determine the level of performance of the group in nursing practices 1 prior and post pre-mentoring learning session. To answer research question number 3, inferential statistics independent t-test was used to determine significant difference in the level of performance of the group in nurse practices 1 prior and post administration pre-mentoring learning session. The table 1 shows that among 61 respondents who took the pre-test, 1.63% got a very satisfactory level, 60.66% is in the satisfactory level, and 34.43% in the poor level performance. 2 students were unable to take the exam. Furthermore, when post-test was given and measured after the administration of pre-mentoring learning sessions, the result shows that 49.18% obtained an excellent level, 22.95% gained a very satisfactory level. These indicate that there is a significant increase in the level performance of the groups. The number of the students who receive a satisfactory and poor level performance increases to 21.31% and 3.18% respectively, which indicates an increase in the total level performance of the group. These findings suggest that pre-mentoring programs as teaching and learning strategy can improve the students' test performance. According to Zimmerman 2008, when goals are set, students are more likely to complete their goals. In addition, Alden and Carvey 2000 suggests that learning in and to the mentoring relationships enable the knowledge and productions of the individual to be enhanced. These data should support the claims of Green et al., McLeod, Campbell, Sommerfeld, and Lennox Trayon, who asserts that pre-mentoring enhances the learning experiences, producing high satisfaction rates. The computed p-value is 2.96, while the tabular value is 2.0, which was obtained at 0.05 level significance. The computed p-value is greater than the tabular value. Therefore, the decisions to reject the null hypothesis, which states that there is no significant difference between the level of performance of the group before and after administration of pre-mentoring sessions. The above results reinforce the research in the field of education identify pre-mentoring as an effective way to enhance academic success of respondents. Distinctly, the mentor provides model positive behavior that reflects success and experiences, acting as a powerful transmitter of values and attitude, which reinforce successful learning. Mentors contributed to the self-efficacy by procuring skills that Allard and Garvey suggest, and enhanced learning and production of knowledge. Cramps developed 1985 verified pre-mentoring a suitable alternative to traditional mentoring programs because it can not only provide academic but also social and emotional support while matching mentors and mentee on level of age and or experience. For the conclusions, the integration of pre-mentoring has positive force on the test performance as clearly noted in the evaluation part of the nurse practices 1. The outcome of the study showed that significant difference exists in the test performance in the nurse practices 1 when taught with didactic lecture and pre-mentoring learning sessions. Nevertheless, the difference in the test performance in the nurse practices 1 is significantly increased and implied that introduction of pre-mentoring has cause and effect. This indicates that pre-mentoring may be integrated in the curriculum or in the structure, along with other methods of teaching and efforts to bring about effective learning outcomes. Based on the findings of the study, the following recommendations are proposed. Number one, pre-mentoring may be incorporated in instruction as part of the institutional retention strategy by the educators. Number two, design a well-structured pre-mentoring program. Number three, appoint a committed person or group to supervise the program. Number four, ensure effective introduction of the pre-mentoring program. Lastly, similar studies may be conducted considering a longer continuance of the implementation phase of the study. Once again, I'm Michael Jan B. Flores, and these are my contact details, my email and my WhatsApp and Viber. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Jan B. Flores.
Okay, thank you so much, Mikhail, for sharing a wonderful presentation for our participants today. Okay, so now let's begin with the question and answer section. And let me read the question for you. So the question is from Janti. It is about how could you please raise some examples regarding peer mentoring may be incorporated in your recommendation? Thank you.
Actually, even now it's COVID, we are actually adopting this pre-mentoring because, as you can see, the results of pre-mentoring increase the test performance of the students. So even though that we are having a physical, we don't have a physical class, and we are only having online classes, so we are still adopting the pre-mentoring. So as you can see, the test performance of the students improve. Although I failed to get the qualitative aspect, but based from the previous discussion, the pre-mentoring promote society and close relationship, even the relationship between the mentor and mentee. So I guess that is one of the purpose of the pre-mentoring session. And also to check if the pre-mentoring can be included as one of the teaching learning strategy of the educator for the students.
Okay, thank you, Mikhail. Um, Mikhail, can I ask you, how long have you, how long did you spend for your research study?
It's almost a semester, so I think that's almost 5 months. So from the start of the semester, we made a pre-test. Then after the pre-test, we had the pre-mentoring session. During the pre-mentoring session, the mentor and the mentee assist each other to check the correct answer for each questions. They rationalize it. And then after that one, we have post-test and we try to check if there is a difference on the test performance of the students. And we are happy that there is a big difference regarding with the performance of the students.
Thank you for your answer. Now, the second question is, what do you think if we don't have peer mentorship?
I think we will go back with the traditional teaching, letting our students to learn on their own. But I think one of the objective of our CMO 15 is to have outcome-based educations and to teach our students to be more independent. And we have another component to have a self-directed learning, and the pre-mentoring is one of the good example of a self-directed learning. So I believe pre-mentorship can be one of the teaching strategy methods of the educators, and also to promote the self-directed learning.
Okay, thank you, Mikhail. Now, the next question is from Adrian. Were you able to verify if the results of the test performance of the students in the peer mentorship improves their performance in licensure examination? Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Adrian, for that question. So maybe that will be my next research topic to check the relationship of the test performance between the actual board exam and their performance during the pre-mentoring session. So maybe that will be one of my future research topics or agenda. So thank you for that idea. But to answer that question, no, I didn't compare the results of the pre-mentoring with the actual board exam.
Okay, thank you. Now, the next question is from Netra. Could you please provide more justification on how we could do to implement peer mentorship? Thank you.
as one of my recommendations to have a clear guidelines regarding with the pre-mentoring sessions. So I think there should be a clear objective, what is the purpose of the pre-mentoring. Second is to have a clear role, what is the purpose of the mentor and the mentee. There should be an actor orientation regarding with the activity, because I think to make this activity effective is the acceptance of the role of the mentor and the mentee. Second is to have a clear guidelines on what will be the activity during the pre-mentoring sessions. So all of these activity have been introduced or have been considered before the implementation of the intervention.
Okay, thank you. And the next question is from Pachung. Sorry if I cannot pronounce your name correctly. Pachung, the question is, would you recommend this tool? I mean, test performance on mentorship to Cambodia? Why or why not? If yes, could you give an overview of the vivid steps of the process of this tool? Thank you.
Thank you. The nurse practice test one is actually almost similar with the actual board exams that we are having here in the Philippines. We have actually NPT 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I only choose to have one NPT, which is the NPT 1. I'm not so sure if the content or the topic or the questions covered for my nurse practice test 1 are similar to your curriculum or to your uh, teaching. But maybe you can check. I can give you a copy if you want, so that you can try to assess and evaluate the content that I have for my tool.
So thank you, sir. And Mikhail, for your okay, we have got another question from Professor Ivy Corazon. The question is, how would you know the results are attributed to treatment when no element of randomness in assigning to
I think that is one of
participants?
the I think that is one of the disadvantage of quasi experimental, because you fail to uh, consider other factors that will affect your intervention. So more often than not, because it is quasi, so you expect there are some contributing factor that will affect the results of your given treatment. Yeah, so maybe through experimental can solve this issue of having to check the validity or the reliability of the outcome.
Okay. Now, another question from some all. Could you show us another option for test performance?
Uh, allow me to give you a brief introduction about the tool. The tool is actually, like what I said, is similar with what the students are taking during their actual board exam. The board exam is the certification or the exam wherein the students will be qualified for them to work as a nurse. So what I did, I choose a one concept, which is a nurse practice test one. The topic that are included in the nurse practice test one are almost similar with the questions given by the Board of Nursing. So the question is, could you show another options for the test performance? Maybe we can incorporate all the NPT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just to measure if the pre-mentoring is very effective. Again, if you want to measure the pre-mentoring, is you have a tool. So maybe a questionnaire, other questionnaires that will measure whatever the content or whatever the intervention given to the group.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mikhail. And thank you for today for sharing and answering for our participants' answer a question. Sorry. And thank you so much for today for sharing.